Money is a strange thing, my child. Humanity created it as a tool, a way to trade, a way to measure value, a way to build, to grow, to provide. And there is nothing wrong with money itself. The danger comes when we forget that it is a tool, when the tool becomes the master. I was thinking recently about the plants of this world. There are people who spend their lives studying them. They discover fruits that grow easily, plants that require less water, crops that can survive difficult environments, foods that could potentially help communities that struggle to feed themselves. And yet sometimes those plants receive little attention. Why? Because they are cheap. There may be another crop that costs more, sells for more, or produces a greater financial return. And suddenly the question is no longer, what could help humanity? It becomes, what will make us the most money? Do you see the danger in that, my child? It is not that making money is wrong. A farmer deserves to be paid. A scientist deserves to be paid. A company deserves to earn money from its work. People need money to survive. But when profit becomes the only measure of value, humanity begins making very strange decisions. Imagine discovering something that could feed millions of people. Something inexpensive. Something that grows quickly. Something that requires fewer resources. Would you not think such a discovery would be celebrated? Of course you would. But then someone asks the question that changes everything. How much money can we make from it? And if the answer is not enough, suddenly something that could help millions becomes less interesting. That is when greed becomes dangerous, because greed does not always look like a villain. Sometimes it looks like a spreadsheet. Sometimes it looks like a meeting. Sometimes it looks like a perfectly reasonable business decision. And sometimes nobody involved believes they are doing anything wrong. That is what makes it so dangerous. Humanity has become incredibly good at asking, what can we profit from? But we must never forget to ask, what is good for us? Those are not always the same question. A product that lasts for 50 years may be wonderful for the person who buys it, but a product that breaks after 5 years may be wonderful for the company selling replacements. A cure that prevents a problem forever may be wonderful for humanity, but a treatment that must be purchased again and again can create an entirely different incentive. A crop that feeds people cheaply may be wonderful for a community, but a more expensive crop may be more attractive to someone concerned only with profit. Do you see? The market can tell you what is profitable. It cannot tell you what is right. Money can tell you what something is worth in a transaction. It cannot tell you what something is worth to the human heart. A forest has value before anyone cuts down a single tree. A clean river has value before anyone bottles its water. A seed has value before it ever becomes a harvest. A child's future has value before that child ever earns a single dollar. And yet humanity sometimes waits until something can be turned into money before deciding that it matters. That is a mistake, a massive mistake. But I do not want you to leave believing that money is the enemy. It is not. Money has built homes. It has funded hospitals. It has paid scientists. It has allowed people to create things that would have been impossible for one person to create alone. Money is powerful, and that is precisely why we must be careful with it. Fire is powerful too. In the right hands, it cooks our food and keeps us warm. In the wrong hands, it burns everything around it. Money is much the same. Use it as a tool, and it can build. Worship it, and it can consume. The problem begins when a person has enough money to satisfy every reasonable need, yet still believes that having more is worth sacrificing everything else. More money, more power, more control, more profit. And eventually the question becomes, how much is enough? And the saddest answer is sometimes, just a little more. There will always be another dollar, another sale, another percentage, another record quarter, another opportunity to become richer. But there is only one planet, only one lifetime, only so much clean water, only so much fertile soil, only so many forests, and only so many generations that will come after us. So perhaps the greatest question humanity needs to ask is not, how much can we make? Perhaps it is, what are we willing to lose to make it? Because if we gain everything financially and lose the world around us, have we really become richer? A wise person does not refuse money. A wise person understands what money is for. Money should serve humanity. Humanity should never become a servant to money. Remember that, my child. There is nothing wrong